Welcome to the monthly economic update. I'm joined today again by Bob Cunneen. Welcome, Bob.
Thanks, Jason.
We've seen another pretty strong month on global markets in October, Bob, haven't we?
Yes, so Wall Street has made new record highs. It's very much a case where the global economics profile is quite promising. Getting very positive business surveys, employment growth around the world is doing quite well. So this is encouraging investors to take on more in terms of their risk appetite.
And we've recently seen the announcement of Jerome Powell as the next US Fed chairman, which I think, given he's a standing member, is probably a real positive for markets.
Well, Jerome Powell as the new American Central Bank chair is seen as a moderate choice. He has experience both serving on the Federal Reserve as a governor. He's also got Treasury experience as well as being a private share investor. So that is seen as a broad basis, very much a consensus candidate. And it's surprised that President Trump has picked someone who is such a moderate.
Just sticking with the US for a second, are you concerned at all that markets are getting some way away from fundamentals, particularly in the US?
Well, Wall Street is definitely ambitious at the moment. On some valuation measures, you could say that Wall Street is overvalued. For instance, the forward price to earnings ratio is currently around 18. So you need to pay $18 now for every $1 of corporate profits in 1 year's time. Now, that's well above its historical average, which is closer to 14. So Wall Street is very, very ambitious at the moment, and it's very dependent on the corporate tax cut. So President Trump has promised to cut corporate taxes from 35% down to 20%. And that 15% move in the corporate tax cut has been the primary driver for Wall Street rising 15% this year.
Just moving back to Australia, last month you mentioned that the Australian market had underperformed. It's definitely caught some of that back up this month in October.
Yes, it has. So the Australian share market has rallied about 4% in October itself. We had a disappointing September. That 4% gain in October actually represents the year-to-date gain for the market. So we're finally seeing an upward move in the Australian share market, which is welcome.
So what do you think investors should be focusing on over the coming months?
Okay, there's certainly some risks out there that we all need to be conscious of. In particular, American Central Bank, we're going to see change in leadership early next year. But in the meantime, the prospect is for an interest rate rise in December of this year. In terms of the Australian story, we're seeing still some very mixed economic data. We're seeing some strong jobs growth, very positive business surveys, but against that we're seeing weak retail spending. So it looks like the Reserve Bank is going to keep interest rates on hold here. But in that environment, it's still an environment for the Australian share market that is reasonably supportive.
Great, well, many thanks for your time.
Thank you, Jason.
And many thanks for your time today. If you'd like any more information from what you've heard today, you'll find it on the webpage where you launched this video. Thank you.